All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Talk. We're delighted that you're able to join us this morning. To get us started, I'm going to introduce Robin Graham with a couple of great announcements.
Test. Hi, everybody. I'm here with a couple of hats on this morning. The first one, maybe some of you all the way on the other side of the room can see the vote sign. This is my shirt from when I worked the polls. They give us one. Well, they don't give it to you, but you get one. And I'm here to talk particularly about our opportunity to meet our representatives that is coming up in the very near future. Next week, on the 29th, mark your calendars, because Senator Ed Hooper will be right here in this room. Now, there's been a change. This is as of this morning. Late breaking news. The senator has an appointment in Orlando that afternoon. He will be here promptly at 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock, he'll walk in this room. So we need to be in our seats and ready. That's Wednesday the 29th. And considering that it's COVID time, we'll double check and confirm that Congressman Latvala is coming the following week as he was scheduled to do. Okay? All right, good. I hope to see you all there. This is a real opportunity for us to hear why they do what they do, and how they do what they do, and how it affects seniors such as ourselves. Okay, next thing, just very quickly, gift fund hat. Look around you, folks. If it weren't for the staff that works with these people, we would not be able to be here. So if you haven't, give a thought to putting a little something in the gift fund boxes as we approach the end of the year. Thank you all for your time.
All right, it's time for the annual survey. Now, you'll recall in 2019, that was the last time we did a community survey. We had plans to do one in 2020, but because of COVID, there went the best laid plans of man. So this is our first time back since 19, and this is the 2021 resident survey. So yes, there will be prizes, there will be food, and of course there will be cocktails. If you want to drive participation, that's how you do it. And so we are interested in getting as many residents to participate as we possibly can. Now, one of the things that is different this year than in prior years is we are actually, for the first time, going to be including our RoRo Board of Directors in the survey partner process. So, as all of you know, we very actively and closely work with RoRo in getting things accomplished. You'll recall that every year we publish objectives, and we ask that you hold us accountable. And so here is an opportunity for the first time to give us feedback on how well RoRo is doing in partnering with management. Let's go through some of the basics. Registration is going to be in front of the town hall. We're going to be setting this up very much like a COVID clinic. It's going to look like a COVID clinic. It's going to flow like a COVID clinic. You just aren't going to get a shot in the arm. So registration will be in the two booths set up right outside where you will actually receive the survey document. You'll be coming into the town hall. We will have tables set up with dividers so that you can have privacy when you are casting your ballot. And then the votes will be collected as you make your way out of the town hall and head to the tavern. And you'll recall, just like at the clinics, we would rope off the doors to make sure that the traffic flowed only one direction. We'll have the ropes out, and as you get ready to enter the tavern, you'll be able to drop off your survey. We do have some resident volunteers who will take those surveys from you and put them in the voting box to be returned to the tabulator. So once you are given the survey, your name is checked off at the registration desk, we hand you that survey. Management will not touch that survey ever again. It will go directly from resident to resident and then U.S. postage back to the tabulator. There will be food in the for both events, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. You'll go through the tavern, exit through the breezeway, and then go directly out into the breezeway to enjoy the activity. Our goal response rate is 95%. That means we need 400 completed surveys. This is a really ambitious goal. Last time we did this in 2019, our goal was 75%, and we fell a little short. We only had about 68% of the residents participate. So this year we're challenging ourselves to get a higher participation rate, and the reason for that is somewhere else. Okay. I'll come back to that. Thank you very much. Okay, so the survey date is Thursday, September 23rd. You're going to have 2 opportunities to participate. There's voting opportunity number 1, which is in the morning. It's 8 a.m. to 11. Breakfast is going to be served in the tavern. And then you'll go from the tavern directly onto the breezeway and be able to enjoy breakfast. Our second voting opportunity is that afternoon, and it's from 3 to 5. And that's the cocktail party out on the breezeway as well. So again, you'll go from the town hall through the tavern and out onto the breezeway. We mentioned earlier that there are prizes, food, and something else. Prizes, food, and talking beverages. And so the prizes this year we have some great prizes. We're going to have 2 winners for the chef's table. And that's a dinner for a party of 4 per winner. Ricky's new dining venue, the Brick and Vine. Many of you probably haven't even heard of this. Ricky is offering 4 winners, and each winner will be able to invite up to 6 guests for a wine tasting up at Brick and Vine. And then finally, we will have 2 winners of the gourmet dinner, and that's for a party of 4 per winner. Now, this is different than what we've done in the past, and you might be asking yourself, why should I come to one of these events other than for the food, prizes, and drinks? The other reason you might want to consider attending is the winners are going to be drawn at the event. So if you don't attend one of these events and participate in the voting, you won't be eligible for one of the prizes. You will still have the opportunity to vote. You just won't be able to be eligible for the drawing. So if you are not able to attend, yes, you are still able to vote. Friday morning, that will give us, after the close of activities on Thursday, we will go through, and anyone who has not participated at that point will be given a paper survey, and that will be placed in your in-house mailbox for you to pick up Friday morning. Responses are anonymous. There is not an individual identifier on any of the survey documents. Your survey is returned by U.S. postage, and it comes directly from you to the tabulator. This year, the surveys are all paper survey. There is not an electronic version available. It consists of 8 pages and 94 questions. It's a very long survey. There are also 3 directional questions that are included at the very end. We'll look at those in just a second. And then there are 4 demographic questions, as well as 22 different sections that were surveyed. So one of the things that has changed this year is we've broken it down. The reason it's so long is rather than asking you just global questions about life at Regency Oaks and your overall impressions and how you feel about the community at large, we've tried to break it down into very specific departments so that your feedback is more directed, more relevant, and it gives management a better opportunity to take that feedback and be able to develop action plans to go back and improve life for residents here at the community. So the scale is on 1 to 5, and it's backwards. And so I'm going to show you a picture of that in just a minute, but you just need to be aware of that. The sliding scale is agree to strongly disagree. And then this year there is an NA. So if you don't use a service, or you don't have an opinion, or you don't feel like the question is applicable to your life, you can just ignore it. And the other thing to share here is there is not, this is very different than the Holleran survey or the NPS survey that we've done in the past. And you'll recall the NPS survey had strongly agree, strongly disagree, and those were the only categories that counted, and anything in the middle got discarded. And so this survey is entirely different from this. It's a sliding scale from strongly agree to strongly disagree, and nothing is thrown out. Everything is average, and we'll be able to get a very precise reading of how residents are feeling. So I know you can't read this, but right there is left to right is how the survey reads, and it strongly agrees is on the left-hand side, and below it is the number 5. The next category is agree. It's a 4, and it goes all the way over to the right where you can strongly disagree, which is a 1. Now this is backward from what you're used to with the Halloran surveys, where the strongly agree was on the right-hand side of the column instead of the left-hand side of the column. So it can work both ways. If you really, really love us and give us all 1s, you probably didn't do what you wanted to. You might have done what you wanted to do. But if you really, really are not a supporter of Regency Oaks and you meant to give us all 1s, you'd want to be sure to check the first column. That's a joke. Next slide. Comments are encouraged. There are 3 directed questions that are going to allow you opportunity to provide direct feedback. What do you like best about Regency Oaks? What is the one most important thing that can be improved at Regency Oaks? And if you could suggest just one service or community activity you would like to have added at Regency Oaks. So those are the 3 directed questions that you'll be able to provide comments on. Okay. Remember, this is broken down into 22 different sections, and so sections are also departments. And because we are asking you to comment on certain team members by name, we want to make sure that you can identify them so that there would be no confusion. So let's go to the next slide. Feedback is a gift, and this is where I always tell residents, I'm not here to influence how you vote or to tell you how to vote, but what I am asking is feedback is a gift, and everybody please vote. We are interested in hearing what you have to share. and we do take your comments and these scores to direct and to go back and rethink our weak areas and build upon our strong suit. So feedback is a gift. So our director presenters, and first up, you might recognize my alter ego. Yes, Ron Howard. Just call me Opie Light. And here I am with a beard. Next slide. So 2020-21, really a challenging year. The one thing that has dominated everything over the last 18 months is COVID. We've done a great job and put an awful lot of manpower and resources into keeping residents safe and healthy. We've worked within the protocols that have come down from the Centers for Disease Control and LCS. We've held those vaccination clinics, and we've even established Regency Oaks as a COVID vaccine provider for new residents coming in or staff. And then we've rolled out our EverSafe 360, which is the in-house sanitation program to help keep residents in the community safe. I thought you might be interested in just looking at some of the COVID crazy facts. Over this last year, we have tested residents and associates for COVID over 13,000 times. Personal protective equipment on a monthly average, we go through about 25,000 pairs of gloves, 15,000 surgical masks, 10,000 of the KN95, 5,000 of the N95 masks. We go through 25,000 disposable gowns and over 500 face shields, all designed to help keep residents safe and make sure that we contain the spread of COVID on our campus. Operationally, from a big picture, we look at the town hall, the fitness gym, the beauty shop and salon, as well as the wellness center. And although progress is slow to point out, there has been significant progress in all of those areas. Our town hall, we just finished the second round of communication on the permit. There are interrogatories that are presented in return, and so we are getting very, very close to having those permits issued, and that will signal the start of the construction. As you will recall, we lost our general contractor, and we are just in this next 10 days going to be naming the new general contractor, so that is prepared and ready to move forward. We've been working on master planning and repositioning the campus, and that's the campus build out. It's the expansion of skilled nursing, the establishment of a memory care community on site. It's a build out of a 3-story assisted living with 1-bedroom apartments to accommodate the needs of our couples who might need assisted living and give us a bigger presence in the market. We've focused on the LCS signature programs. These are the things that differentiate us from the competition and help us to stand out as best in class. Extraordinary Impressions is our hospitality program and service delivery that we practice every day with our associates, and we've even gotten our residents involved in this. As you will recall, this is one of the objectives in the operational goals for 2021. Heartfelt Connections, most of our caregiving staff has now gone through Heartfelt Connections. That's a memory care program. And even though Regency Oaks does not have a secure memory care unit, we do in fact take care of many residents who have some level of memory loss. And it is also true that everyone in our assisted living has as a primary or secondary diagnosis memory loss. And so we are continuing to train our staff and make sure that they are prepared to deal with the individuals suffering from memory care. And then our health and wellness navigation program, Leslie is probably going to talk more about that. And then EverSafe 360, which is our program designed for sanitation and keeping the buildings disease-free.
All right. So if you don't know, so I guess I'm a French singer in France. I don't know how. I think I look pretty close to him. It was hard to find a similar image, so I'll play some music for you after this presentation. So some of the goals and accomplishments that have happened so far at the Healthcare Center for the assisted living and the skilled nursing was currently year to date. The Healthcare Center has exceeded the revenue goal and target. The team has given care to more than 239 admissions this year and successfully discharged 245 residents, either back home to independent living or an assisted living facility. We have successfully completed COVID vaccine clinics, resulting in 95% of our residents at the Healthcare Center being vaccinated, and 100% of our residents in our assisted living have been vaccinated. We had our first annual survey since September of 2019. That was with the Agency of Healthcare Administration. And our resurvey was conducted on August 3rd, and all deficiencies were cleared and completed. And that survey resulted in us still remaining our 5-star status across the board in our quality measures, our staffing, and our survey. So we still remain a 5-star building in the community. We continue to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 by following recommendations from the CDC, CMS, and our local health departments regarding infection control. We still have pop-up visits from the Department of Health regarding infection control, and they are always very satisfied when we leave the community, stating we are the golden standard, and they use some of our best practices at other communities and give them recommendations. We had a lot of turnover in our clinical team in this past year, so we welcomed a lot of new people to the team. We welcomed Tiki Martinez to the team as the Director of Clinical Services. Tiki's been a DON for over 18 years, so she has a lot of background strength to our community and our clinical team. We also welcomed Sean as the Assistant Director of Clinical Services to the team, and she comes with a lot of experience as well. She was a former Director of Nursing at another community, so her and Tiki partner well together to make sure that our clinical team is strong. We welcome Pam Harris to the team as the Activities Coordinator for the Healthcare Center, and so she's really working on ramping up new activities and really doing a lot of resident engagement, so she brings a lot of core strength and excitement and energy as well to our residents and to our staff members. And we also welcomed Camille to the team as the admissions coordinator. And we also had our first family night that returned since 2019 as well. And that was held on May 26th and May 27th. And this was a cookout event that took place outside with live entertainment for our residents and families. And so this was really right before our fourth wave of COVID. And so we really want to get that back on the schedule again. And so it was really good to have the families and residents back together again, and they really, really enjoyed that. So we had a lot of accomplishments this year so far at the Healthcare Center. And there's, we're getting ready to go into Q4, and I think you'll see a lot more accomplishments. So next, I'm going to welcome Sherry, the money queen of the community.
Thank you. Good morning. So I think my look-alike, an older Meg Ryan, is quite appropriate. I tried to dress the part today to make it a little closer to her. But I'm reporting today on finance, and like Brant said, there's going to be some particular questions specifically to me personally and my department. So like Brant said, we look forward to everyone placing their, completing their surveys. So I'd like to just go over a few accomplishments so far this year. Is that at Regency Oaks, collaboratively maintained a positive operating performance throughout the pandemic. We were one of very few that accomplished that. I've improved financial and operational analytics, coordinating with LCS, their teams, and their new systems, enabling all of our directors and managers in the community to better manage labor and department expenses. We've had improvements to our billing, as well as our contract management systems, specifically to the systems of Point-Click Care and C3 Link. And finally, I'm happy to announce that Amora Mayo is our new accounting assistant. She's a lovely young woman who comes here with a lot of experience. She is in the South Building. She's been going through a lot of training. Her door's been closed quite a bit because a lot of this training is online with some videos in it, and just to avoid some of those interruptions. But our doors are always welcome to you. Please don't hesitate to call, make an appointment, ask questions. Our goal is to get back to you with satisfactory answers and continue the positive operational performance throughout the year at Regency Oaks. And so next up is Renee Darley. Welcome, Renee.
She's a distant cousin of mine, both from the Middle East. She's Armenian, and I'm half Lebanese, for those that didn't know that. So yeah, originally from the Middle East. I don't know my Middle Eastern roots, though. So in administrative services, that's me on a daily basis right there. I made sure various license renewals were made for the facility. I've updated the dining and events policy, and I have finally completed the update for the disaster preparedness manual. I took part in Employee Appreciation Day for our Regency Oaks staff, and I'm happy to say we have hired 2 part-time receptionists, one for the weekends in the North Building, and then one for Tuesday, Thursday nights, and alternating weekends for the health center. You guys have no idea how big of a deal this is, because everybody's been pulling doubles here lately and working lots of overtime. And finally, I'm sure you know Sally. She has been promoted to our lead receptionist in the South Building, and we'll slowly transition her to that position as full-time as soon as we get another part-time receptionist hired. And that is all. Next up, I would like to introduce our HR Director, Sandra.
Hello, my Hollywood lookalike is America Ferrera. She was in Ugly Betty as well as Superstore. So throughout this last year, our average director tenure is 4 years and counting. We have all been here and contributed throughout the last year. The employee turnover during COVID remained under the industry standard. Also, our annual employee survey for engagement, which was conducted in 2020, was above the LCS overall average. And then employee injuries have remained minimum as a result of our staff working safely. We've actually seen a decrease in safety claims over a 3-year period. So thank you, and I would like to introduce Jesse.
Uno straight. So, fun fact, Drake and I go way back from our times in New York. We performed together many times in Times Square. So, definitely we go way back. So one of these days we'll bring him to a town hall meeting or something, so you have the pleasure of meeting him. In the meantime, you have me, okay? All right, a couple of great facts that we actually noticed in the past year. We washed about 360,900 pounds of linen every year, and that's actually going up as our occupancy continues to go up. We use approximately 480 gallons of chemicals every year. And interesting enough, during the pandemic, we used about 60 gallons of hand sanitizer during the pandemic. In addition to that, some major things that we did accomplish this year, detailing north and south buildings. We pretty much detailed every corner of every hallway. In the south building, we did all laundries and stairwells, as well as the south dining room. We continue to detail other areas in the north building. We did enhance the housekeeping closet, and we're still in the process of enhancing the north building. If you have a moment, I invite you to go up to the 3rd floor north building and see how amazing that place looks now. It's well done with the Environmental Services logo. It's a cleaner area, floors are polished. I feel that this is a major impact, not only on making sure our team members are proud of where they work, but they're also comfortable in their own environment. And this is also a strategy to continue to retain our employees and making sure they're proud of where they work, and especially proud of what department they work for. So we accomplished that this year as well. We polished the 1st and 3rd floor areas in the north building, and we cleaned the tile floors in both resident restrooms on the 2nd floor and north and south. And we also, for the south building, we upgraded the towels as well. That was a major impact. We order about 5,000 towels. They're upgraded, they're better, they're fluffier, they look way better. And eventually we'll transition over to the north building, target the sheets, and turn everything white and better quality for you. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Darwin. That's the one, the celebrity that came when I did the 10. I never seen the guy, but they look like him, so all right. The maintenance department, we accomplished a lot of the stuff. Some of the main accomplishments that I feel proud of. We completed a lot of work orders, even with COVID going on. We did 7,650. That's around 10 months. That's a pretty good number. I know we had a lot of restrictions with that. And our campus is a big campus. It's 40 acres, so it's a lot to do here. We always visit. That's a good thing. And some of the biggest accomplishment we did was we replaced the North Building generator. We also refreshed the campus on the paint. That was the beginning of, at the end of the last year, beginning of this year. And we maintained free life care for our residents. That's one in line. I'll introduce Leslie. Thank you. Right.
Catching my breath, I'm so sorry. I'm Leslie, the Resident Services Director, and my celebrity lookalike is Addie Bryant from Saturday Night Live. Well, we're doing the flu shot clinic right now, if you haven't already attended. We have our other vaccine clinics of Pfizer for the COVID-19, our shingles shot. We continue to have our wellness providers in the wellness center, such as Bob Evans when they come every week, podiatry, 2 podiatrists that come, on-site dermatology. We work with multiple primary care physicians as well as Bay Care labs. We do our bereavement support group with our resident Millie Diaz, who helps us with her volunteer from hospice. Our monthly provider sharps and prescription disposal. We continue to screen for temperatures for residents, visitors, and employee. Maintaining the quarantine list for residents and staff members. We have our wellness visits with our wellness nurse, Maria Morse, as well as our blood pressure clinic. We host new resident lunch with their director buddies and brand. And we continue our healthcare talk with our caregiver support that we have with Grace Family Home Care and Scott Rolston, the nurse practitioner from Professional Healthcare Pinellas. We have mobility device tune-up clinics, healthy vision talks, and our orientation for new and seasoned residents that in the know with RO. Thank you.
So who better not to be compared to than Barbie? Barbie's got it all, right? She's got the car, she's got Ken, she's got the condo. I have a dream team. And I'm a Regency officer. Where else would you rather be, right? So the biggest goal that we have achieved last year was to keep the residents safe and independent in their homes. That's like super important to me as being a nurse and just being a caregiver. I take great pride in that, keeping everyone free from injury, keeping them independent. It's really important for us and our team to help everyone daily. We are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to the residents that we serve. So even if it's a weekend and something happens that one of our residents need us that's on with our service, I'm a phone call away, Maddie's a phone call away. So we're always here and available for everyone that has us. We assist residents with ADLs, we do showering, dressing, and any kind of grooming. We can go grocery shopping. We can pick up prescriptions. We can also do medication setups. We do laundry and ironing. And we can also help to escort to doctor appointments and to outings. We've exceeded our budget and our net operation monthly, which again is a big goal for us and something we're very proud of. We arrange and oversee many estate sales to help find that special item that everyone needs. As a matter of fact, there's one tomorrow in the North Building. Since January of 2021, we have provided over 37,800 hours of service to all the residents that are here at Regency. We have also actually obtained our CHAPS license, which is a seal of approval of excellence. And it's again, something that is accreditation that we work very long and hard for. And we take great pride in what we do. We have a great team, and we're here to help any resident at any time with any of their needs. Thank you. Next is Perry.
Sadly, there is a lot of resemblance. My Hollywood looked like, I guess, didn't perform during color times. They use black and white. Anyway, so a few updates about what went on in marketing this year. We were awarded the distinction of being the #1 sales team in the division. We had 49 sales last year, and during COVID, the importance of that is that was tremendous because many of our sister communities only had 18 or 20 sales entirely of their entire group. We, with Lucy at 22 sales and Judy at 20 sales, led the group. And again, they individually did as much as some of our sister communities in total did. So tremendous accomplishment for their efforts early in the year, and they will be celebrated upcoming in the next couple of weeks. Again, Judy Stump, who retired, and Lucy Norman. So they've been fantastic for us. We've had some turnover in sales, but again, we've been able to continue to move forward. We had Pam that left us early in the year, and we recruited and found Becky Kruger, who has been with us for a few months now, and she's gotten off to a good start. And just when we thought everything was nice and settled, then Judy decides it's time to retire. But I'm happy to say that we've now made a selection for her replacement, and that gentleman, so now I won't be the only guy over there, we'll have a gentleman joining us, and he'll be here in the next few weeks, and we look forward to great things for him getting up to speed quickly. We continue to do a lot of our marketing events, and many of you in this room and watching in your apartments are part of the ambassador group that have helped us. We've continued to entertain customers safely throughout the COVID, and that's helped us move our sales forward. Also, having the standalone marketing center has proven very beneficial, as when it's necessary, we can still give people an idea of what we're all about in terms of the quality of the apartments just from visiting the marketing center. We did photo shoots and video, and so our new video is on our website. We'll be using a lot of the new photographs upcoming very soon. And again, we impose on a lot of residents when we're doing these things. We shut areas down, we get volunteers, but everyone's been very gracious, and I think what we have, the end product, showcases us very, very well. And referrals. I am like a broken record. It seems like every time I get to talk, I keep mentioning the importance of resident referrals. you all have great relationships with people that perhaps we've not been talking with, and we really rely on that. So please continue to give us your referrals. We've had a number of you that have helped us move in 4 and 5 people this year. So it's been really wonderful, and we really appreciate that. So now, I think I am turning it over to Ricky, food and beverage. Everybody likes food and beverage, so Ricky Bacher.
Good afternoon. So the celebrity that looks like me is, anyway, who I'm supposed to look like is Mark McGrath. If you're not familiar with him, he is a pop singer for a group called Sugar Ray, and he's also, or he was, I'm not sure if he's on anymore, the co-host of Extra. And I think he's got a lot more plastic surgery than I've got. But anyway, some of our achievements are we've successfully served all levels of care, 3 meals a day throughout the pandemic. I believe we delivered the first time around 12,000 meals. Able to provide multiple snacks and sundries to decrease our residents' need for travel. I don't think I've ever seen that many candy bars in my entire life. Wine and beer and cheese carts walking the halls. Just so you folks know that when we did a wine cart or a beer cart or whatever it was, it took us an entire day just to do one building. So there was a lot of pouring going on. The weekly Baca Parade became a welcome event. We actually made the news. Social distance cookout pop-ups in the breezeway. Our grab-and-go cocktail parties in the town center. Supplied complimentary food and drinks for the vaccine clinics. With guidance from the admin, we were able to keep the pandemic at bay and safely reopen the dining room ahead of expectations. And with the use of bamboo utensils and manned salad bar, we were able to reinstitute the salad bar. And thank goodness we don't have to use the bamboo utensils anymore. Thank you. Have a great day.
Good morning, everyone. Obviously, this is not me, it's Tiffany. Her alter ego is Sierra. So our accomplishments, first, for transportation, I think everyone can agree that the addition of our new bus. This has allowed residents who were previously unable to ride the bus enjoy trips off campus, such as casino, restaurants, and museums. This purchase has allowed all residents to feel the freedom of off-campus outings in comfort and safety. And our program, resident programs. We have successfully reopened our campus with all our previous programs and added a few more to keep our residents stimulated and happy. We have chosen entertainment that is uplifting and brings them joy. We had our first on-campus auto detailing, which will be a monthly service as needed. We are also adding Color Me Calm. It's a coloring and relaxation program. It was suggested by a resident, and that's going to start shortly. A return activity is a wheel-to-wheel pottery bus. It's coming to our campus in October, and you can actually throw your own pots on a real live bus. So sign up, it's on the trip table. And next up, we have some words from our very own valued residents.
Well, here I am at Regency Oaks. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm happy that so many people don't realize the blessings and everything that's offered here. And one of the best departments is IHS. And that's Chris, a wonderful lady who takes care of everything and everybody. When I moved in, they helped me. And it wasn't to move. I went from home to home. Everything was ready for me. And besides all that, I love to shop, and that's available to us too. They have wonderful house sales, and I'm blessed to be able to enjoy that also. Chris is very helpful to everybody. She's not only there to help us in whatever we need, but she would be a friend too. I'm grateful, I'm happy, and it's just a wonderful thing to be here.
Good morning. My name is Emilio Petty. I've been a resident here at Regency Oaks for the past 9 months. My wife and I live at M413, the North Building. And I want to tell you a little bit about the history of my life. I went to college. I was drafted in the Marine Corps during the Korean War. And I finished college after I served in the Marines. I had a degree in accounting, and I was hired by Ernst & Young's accounting firm. Well, lo and behold, somebody, a friend of mine, said there was a restaurant for sale, and I should consider it, and so I did. And my first restaurant was with my family, my mother, my father, my brother, and myself. And we eventually got a man from Italy who was a chef to operate this restaurant. And from that restaurant, we built 4 other restaurants, and we bought a hotel, and later I also managed a large convention center. So I've been in the hospitality business for at least 41 years. And I can tell you, I know a little bit about food and service. One of the things that I noticed here, the service here was very good. Those young kids really do a nice job. They're not professionals, but yet on the other hand, they try to be courteous and they try to do their job well. As far as the cooking is concerned, I can tell you from experience, I had chefs who came from the Greenbrier, who also went to college in New York for 4 years, and I hired them into our places. Our first restaurant, of course, was with my mother. She was the chef. But from that point on, we hired chefs from the Greenbrier and also from the culinary school after they graduated for 4 years. And the thing that I noticed best here is the food here is really a good quality dinner. And I really appreciate the things that they do. There's a variety, there's always a choice, and there's certainly plenty of choices in the tavern, which is another place to go to. And now that they got an oven from Italy, they are able to put pizza and do some other things with that operation. But anyway, I just want to say, I love this place, I love the people who work here, and it's very friendly. And I highly recommend anyone considering being a resident here to give it a good shot. We thank you, we bless you, and thank you for listening.
Good morning. My name is Earl G. Peck. Apartment C is in Charlie 403. Regency Oaks. In the really Regency Oaks, I want to commend this Integrated Home Services for the wonderful support they provided. It's a way to continue to live independently, and when you slow down a little bit as I have, I want to commend them for everything they've done. I love them. Thank you.
My name is Madeline Kayafas. They call me Valley. I'm in P101 in the South Building. I came here originally with only 6 months to live with stage 4 ovarian cancer, and I've been here 6.5 years. And in those years, I can say how fantastic the maintenance department has been, even up until most recently, when I had a couple of things the matter. And God love them, they all came, they all worked together. In a matter of 2 days, 4 big projects were accomplished. That only can happen here at Regency Oaks with our maintenance department. And I can't thank them enough from the bottom of my heart, because my life here is healthy and it's just wonderful. Thanks to our maintenance group. God bless them, give them strength, and keep them with me always.
All right. So that concludes our presentation. Again, you'll be able to, okay. All right, that concludes our presentation. Again, you'll be able to catch this on 7:32, starting at 1 this afternoon, every hour on the hour, all day today and tomorrow. The goal is to get everyone to come and participate, let your voice be heard. And so thank you very much for coming out this morning, and I'm looking forward to seeing every single one of you on Thursday. Thank you so much.